Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Summoner's War Chronicles Monster Spotlight. Today we have Brandia, the Fire Polar Queen. I am super excited about this. She's done really well for me. She's actually made it into my top 3 for constantly used monsters. Go ahead and dive right onto her kit, shall we? So her first attack, just a basic attack, nothing to worry about there. Um, Her first ability, this is why I love her so much, is that she has an AoE damage taken up debuffing ability. It is absolutely beautiful. It is an AoE. It's a straight line horizontally from her, which, if we're facing each other, it'd be straight across. It's like a wall. Um, Now, if there's only one enemy that gets hit by this, only one enemy, like you're fighting a boss or something, instead of just one level, and instead of just 2 levels like it says here, right? Like the wording here is a bit confusing. It's it's the damage taken up both times. It's 3 levels, not 1, not 2, it's 3. Now granted, in order for this to work 100% of the time, as I have noticed, it's not heavily consistent. She definitely needs the accuracy. She needs 100% accuracy. She needs it. I have been struggling a few times just to get the full 3 levels in there, and I'm 95% certain that it's because I don't have 100 accuracy on her. That being said, there is still quite a few times at 75% that I have got this off, and using her as my soul link and spamming that ability twice at the start of battle, getting up to the 6 levels of damage taken up, which is absolutely monstrous. That's an extra 33, 6, 9, 41, 43%. 43% extra damage on the enemy. It is beautiful. It will take your DPS to the next freaking level. Love this ability. Now, it does also state that the fewer targets there are, the more damage this ability also does. So, if you're hitting 5 people with it and they're all getting that 1 level of damage taken up, they're going to take less damage than they would if there was 3, 2, or 1 of them. Moving on to her second ability, it's more boss oriented. It is a single target attack. It hits once. When hitting a boss with it, it's an extra 30% damage, and it penetrates half of his defense. I don't hardly use this skill, mostly because it costs the exact same as the first skill, and I find that I get more use from just spamming that first skill than I do from using both. Now, if she's not your Soul Link monster, if say you're using Wusa or Arg or some, a support or somebody else, then she will use both abilities on her own, but you'll have that cooldown. You're not going to get as much out of her first ability as you would if you Soul Linked her. Not saying that's a bad thing, just saying it's not one that I would actively use as a Soul Link, because my typical party consists of Wusa, Brandia, and Lyn these days, and that damage increase really helps both Brandia and Lyn to deal out that extra damage. Moving on, she is a natural 5-star, so she does have an ultimate. Just a basic, I'ma smack you real hard. If it's any mob, she does 60% defense penetration, so she bypasses 60% of the defense. And if it's a boss, it deals basically double the damage. Nothing super special there. Again, I think her first ability is most key. It's what makes her so powerful, and it really drives the DPS home and helps you get past some of those DPS checks, like in White Castle, a hell of a lot faster. And it is, I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. 100% recommend. When you get her, use every last Devilmon you can. Use them. Just use them. At least until you have her first ability maxed out. Alright? You get this first ability, because that's 20 seconds they have that on, right? As opposed to the 10. That's going to go so much farther DPS-wise than it would if it was 10 seconds. Especially because within that extra 10 seconds, you can probably get a third charge off, bringing that up to 9 stacks instead of the 6. bringing you up to a 49 instead of a 43. I realize that's only a 6% difference, but 6% is 6%. Moving on to her runes, as I discussed earlier, you definitely want accuracy on her. She is a mage, meaning she's a ranged DPS monster, so you're going to want to stack that attack, that crit rate, that crit damage. She's going to need a little bit of precision to land those basic attacks, but as I said before, my main focus with her is that first ability. So I'm not terribly concerned with that, with not focusing on the attack speed so much. Would still be nice, as she does mostly rely on basic attack, as does any other monster with cooldowns and or mana consumption, but not 100% necessary in my book. Accuracy first and foremost, then attack, then your crits, and then, if you can spare it, put some speed in there. But definitely accuracy, attack, and crits for sure. Top 3. Like I said, I use her just about everywhere. She's actually knocked down my path of training water run from the 40 seconds to a minute it was at, down to just over 9 seconds. They're flying through that now, and I do the water one because it has the Amazon pieces, and I'm still trying to get 3 out of 5 of my Amazons fully skilled. So I'm sure in the grassland one, it'd probably be more about like 5 seconds at max. I use her just about anywhere. She's not a huge debuffer. She's not a real controlling type. She takes that DPS to the next level. That's all I can really say, is that she really just nukes things. She does. Yeah. I thought I would have a little bit more say on this matter, but no, she's kind of a blanket monster, kind of like Lynn. Although, yeah, she's got that increased damage, and that almost puts her a step above Lynn in fighting boss mobs. So, yeah. I think that's it. I know it's been a few days since my last video, holidays and whatnot. But we're gonna wrap this one up. If you guys want to see certain monsters, let me know in the comments. Be sure to drop by my Twitch stream. I'm live just about every day, noon central, on Twitch. Link in the description below. Be sure to let me know in the comments who you want to see. And if you want to help support the channel, help me get a few extra polls, get a couple more 5 stars to show off, or even some of the 4s that I haven't worked on or something, PayPal's in the description below as well. Till next time, y'all stay frosty out there.